On June 11, 2021, in Madison, Wisconsin, a successful interior designer died after falling down a staircase inside her own lake house. It was ruled an accident within 48 hours. Her husband grieved publicly. Her sister stayed silent. 6 months later, that same sister handed police a voice recording. A recording captured 30 minutes before the fall, and the final sentence on that audio changed the entire case. The victim was Laura Bennett, 39 years old, creative, organized, known for transforming empty rooms into warm, inviting spaces. She had built a respected interior design business across southern Wisconsin. Laura was married to Thomas Bennett, a commercial real estate broker. Confident, well-spoken, socially polished, the kind of man who could command a room without raising his voice. Laura also had a younger sister, Megan Carter, 34, accountant, practical, less expressive than Laura but fiercely protective. Growing up, Laura had always been the risk-taker. Megan was the observer. When Laura married Thomas, Megan noticed something others didn't. Thomas didn't interrupt loudly. He corrected quietly. He didn't insult. He redirected. He didn't yell. He managed. It's difficult to explain emotional control to outsiders because it leaves no visible bruises. In early June 2021, Laura invited Megan to spend a weekend at the lake house she and Thomas owned outside Madison. On the evening of June 10th, Megan sensed tension between them. Not explosive, but tight. During dinner, Thomas casually mentioned that Laura had been making impulsive financial decisions. Laura didn't argue. She just changed the subject. Later that night, Megan overheard a private conversation in the kitchen. Laura said softly, "You don't get to decide what I'm capable of." Thomas responded calmly, "I decide what protects this family." Megan felt uncomfortable. The next morning, June 11th, Megan left early for work. At 2:17 p.m., Thomas called 911, reporting that Laura had fallen down the stairs while rushing. Paramedics arrived within minutes. Laura was pronounced dead at the hospital. Blunt force trauma to the head. The staircase was hardwood. The angle of the fall seemed plausible. The coroner ruled it accidental. No sign of forced contact, no defensive wounds. Case closed. Almost. 6 months later, Megan contacted Madison police. She had been carrying something heavy. On the night before Laura died, Megan had placed her phone on the kitchen counter while charging it. Without realizing it, the voice memo app had been activated during the argument between Laura and Thomas. It recorded 47 minutes of audio. Megan didn't discover it until weeks after the funeral. At first, she didn't want to believe what she heard. But the final 6 minutes changed everything. In the recording, Thomas's tone shifts. Laura says, "If I move forward with this, you can't stop me." Thomas replies, "You don't understand how much you're risking." Laura, "I'm not scared of you." Thomas, "You should be scared of what happens when control disappears." Then there's a pause, footsteps, a sudden sharp sound, a gasp, and Thomas saying quietly, "Why would you do that?" The recording cuts. Timestamp, 1:46 p.m., 31 minutes before the 911 call. Investigators reopened the case. Forensic audio experts confirmed the recording had not been altered. The sound spike captured matched a heavy object striking wood. Not a body slipping, but something forceful. Detectives re-examined the staircase. Tiny indentations were found on the third step from the top, consistent with a heel impact from behind. The angle of Laura's skull fracture suggested downward force, not forward momentum. Thomas claimed Laura slipped during an argument, but the recording indicated confrontation. Then investigators discovered something even more disturbing. 2 weeks before her death, Laura had consulted a financial attorney. She was planning to separate business assets from marital accounts. She suspected Thomas had been redirecting company funds. Emails recovered from Laura's laptop showed she wrote, "I think he believes I won't challenge him. He's wrong." Thomas had motive, but his personality mattered more than his motive. Thomas wasn't volatile. He wasn't known for outbursts. He was strategic. For individuals who build identity around control, financial independence from a spouse can feel like betrayal. Laura wasn't threatening him physically, she was threatening his authority. In the recording, the most chilling detail wasn't anger, it was composure. After the loud impact, Thomas didn't scream, he didn't panic. He sounded calculating. The delay between the impact and the 911 call, 31 minutes, became critical. Phone records showed Thomas placed 2 outgoing calls during that window, one to his lawyer, one to his financial advisor. Neither answered. He then called 911. Not immediately, but after preparation. When confronted with the recording, Thomas initially claimed the sound captured was a dropped vase. But no broken vase was found. He then claimed Laura lunged at him and fell. But forensic trajectory analysis disproved his version. Under mounting evidence, Thomas shifted strategy. He claimed self-defense, but there were no injuries on him. The prosecution framed the case clearly. This wasn't a heated moment. This was escalation of control. A man who believed his wife's independence threatened his structure. The jury listened to the recording in full. Silence filled the courtroom. They heard Laura's steady voice. They heard Thomas's measured tone. They heard the impact. After 2 days of deliberation, the verdict was read. Guilty of second-degree murder. During sentencing, Megan addressed her brother-in-law directly. She didn't fall. She finally stood up. Thomas lost not just his freedom, but the image he protected for years. The recording he never knew existed became the witness he couldn't silence. Sometimes karma doesn't arrive through loud confessions. It arrives through quiet devices left on a kitchen counter. Laura believed independence was worth the risk. Thomas believed control was worth everything. In the end, the truth was recorded long before he realized he was being heard. If this case made you reflect on how subtle control can become deadly, subscribe to The Hidden Truth, because sometimes the most important evidence isn't seen, it's heard.